Hello there, Dungeon Master. In this video, we create the entrance to a gold mine. We start by making a riverbed, where the gold can be brought up and panned. We create a ledge in the riverbed, which is where some of the equipment will be placed later. We have a makeshift lift that goes down into the lower levels. Further maps can be used if you want to turn this into a bit of a dungeon run, where the players encounter different challenges on different levels. As usual, I'll provide some suggestions on how to use this map a bit later. But first, let's continue building the map. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy our voiceovers in these videos, or if you prefer watching creation videos with just the music. We always want to improve and would love to hear back from you. A neat trick in Dungeon Alchemist is to increase the size of an item to larger than its normal maximum, is to place it on another item and enlarge that item. As you can see, we place the dirt on the boat and make the boat bigger. You can repeat this process, shrinking and re-enlarging the item. This turns a small pile of dirt into a massive one. It's funny, as Aconite always says, I make a mountain out of a molehill. Look who's the mountain maker now! We create a path from the underground mine to the pile of dirt. The path is muddied from all the spilled dirt. The goal is for the miners to go down the lift, create the tunnels, and bring the dirt back up. Then it can be transported closer to the river, where it can be panned to separate the gold. There are several wheelbarrows available for workers to transport the dirt back and forth. We add a sluice box and some buckets for miners to sift for the finer pieces of gold. Then we add this bad boy that can filter large quantities of dirt in a short amount of time. Automation, baby! We lower the item into the water using the arrows to the left of the item itself. Since the miners are excavating dirt from below the ground, they will need to reinforce the tunnels to prevent cave-ins. This is where the trees from the surrounding areas come into play. They are chopped down, made into support beams, and then placed in the underground tunnels. I want to point out how cool this is. When I was editing the video, I had to stop as it made me smile. I loved how Aconite put the saw in the tree trunk to show it was being cut. Hashtag Aconite is awesome. A few carpentry items are left out for the miners to use in fine-tuning the support beams. We even have some dynamite left in the wheelbarrows. This can be used to create more tunnels underground. Alternatively, they can be used by your players to help with whatever they are doing there. We always like leaving little things on the map that it can either be utilised in your gameplay or simply add to the map's look. A few extra weapons are available just in case they are needed, or maybe can be used by the NPCs, good and bad. We raise the terrain on one side of the map. This is where the workers will camp at the end of the day. It's out of the way of the mine, but close enough to walk up and down at the start and end of each day, once we create the path down. So how can you use this map? One obvious encounter could involve bandits or people trying to steal the gold that has been found. They might choose to attack during the day when most of the people are in the mines. Alternatively, they might choose the night time when everyone is asleep and unprepared for an attack. You'll be able to see at the end of the video, we've changed the map into different lighting settings so that you can use it at any time during your game or campaign. You could even have different battles at different times of the day on the same map. We always strive to maximise the use of our maps for you. Sometimes, if players want to revisit a site they've already been to, it's nice to have it available in whichever time of the day they arrive. Additionally, the map can also be used as a POI, without any battle being necessary. It's enjoyable to provide your players with a description of the location. If you sometimes struggle with describing the scene, showing them a detailed location they can explore can be a great alternative. Perhaps you could have hired the players as a security for the mine, ensuring that the miners can continue their work without the fear of being attacked. Your players could camp alongside the miners and work in shifts to ensure that there is around-the-clock coverage. Alternatively, the party could go undercover and work in the mine, blending in and avoiding suspicion from afar. Could these bandits be another adventuring party, much like your own group, out to make some coin? They might face off against each other and need to test their abilities to see who comes out victorious. Thinking about the possibility of encountering another adventuring party, perhaps your players have met them before or have heard about them. This encounter could be the starting point of an ongoing rivalry between two adventuring parties. Your players might compete with them for missions or constantly try to foil their nefarious plans. Another way you could use this map is by having the miners stumble upon something as they dig deeper. Did they come across a monster's lair, or even an entrance to the Underdark? Now, just a little word of warning about the Underdark. While it offers a cool setting with gruesome monsters, make sure your party doesn't stumble upon it too early in the game. The monsters can be extremely deadly, so it's essential to ensure your players are at the appropriate level before venturing into such a dangerous location. It may be wise to build up to this encounter throughout your campaign. Perhaps the miners have uncovered the nest of a horde of spiders, or even a troglodyte infestation. The party have been asked to come and clear out the mine so the workers can resume their operations. For higher level players, they could encounter skittering horrors. A good DM knows that it's not always about using the coolest or most challenging monsters. Low-level creatures can be exceptionally scary when used correctly. They may have lower hit points individually, but can be overwhelming in large numbers. Consider sending them in waves, maintaining the right balance to keep your players on their toes. As an example, Aconite frequently puts us in fights against creatures that we would consider weaker than us, but we have learnt not to underestimate those encounters. It's more likely that we're going to die from a goblin in a bush than a large dragon in its horde. What if the monsters have started emerging from the lift shaft and are scattering over the map? Depending on where you place the monsters and where the players start from, they'll need to strategize on how to tackle the monsters across the entire map. Some creatures might even be lurking inside the tents or hidden within the pile of dirt. Once the party has finished dealing with the threats, they could descend through the shaft, the lift, and be presented with the new map to explore within the Goldmine. Let us know in the comments below if you would like us to create a separate video showcasing the underground portion of the Goldmine. Additionally, we welcome any and all suggestions for map types, whether they're battle maps or POIs. We're here to provide you with exciting and versatile resources for your campaigns, as well as save you time as a dungeon master. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do hit that like button and subscribe to be notified when our next video goes live. If you want access to all of our maps and more, please consider supporting us on Patreon. All the details are in the description below. So until next time, may your dice be ever in your favour.